The future is mobile. Is your content ready? G'day crew, it's Zoe the Video Confidence Coach, here with a tutorial, and you might notice something different about this video. I wonder what it could be. Might be because we're in vertical mode. Yes, you are finally in the 21st century. YouTube has finally gotten vertical video. Yes, so what you're viewing right now, I'm going to be putting this on both YouTube and IGTV as a tutorial, but essentially, because of the rise of mobile viewing and everyone watching a chunk of content, especially on YouTube, second highest search engine around, on their phone, they want to be able to utilize the space that a phone provides without having people to go landscape. Now we're back up. And I wanted to show you this quick tutorial today of what you can possibly do with a vertical setting. Now you might be thinking, yes, vertical is alright, but I don't exactly have a whole lot of content like that. And oh no, Zoe, all my stuff is in landscape, what am I gonna do? That is what this tutorial is for today. So what we're gonna be doing today is I'm gonna throw you over to Zoe, my guest, who also has the same name, look, and feel as me, but she's representing Zebrafish Digital Media, my other business, and we're going to teach you how to repurpose your landscape content to fit the vertical niche. And you can use this on IGTV, YouTube, if Facebook gets in the game, if LinkedIn and other places get in the game, it'll also be useful for you too. But I want to let you guys know that this feature is now available on YouTube, and if you've got content out there that maybe is filmed in a vertical way, maybe isn't edited as such, but instead of you having the big huge black bars, very much like this, where you're almost cramped in, so the video, you'll be able to use the full 1080 by 1920 available for you on mobile devices. Yes, not all the time people are going to be watching your videos on desktop as well. And considering the rise of IGTV and many other places that are using and incorporating vertical video, might as well give it a shot. And yes, it might be an abnormality for us at Video Confidence Coach, but I want to show you guys the opportunities that you have with this. So we're going to throw over to Zoe at Zebrafish Digital Media.
G'day, my name's Zoe. I'm the director of Zebrafish Digital Media, a videography company based in Geelong, Australia, but all the information happens worldwide. Today, we're going to focus on how to repurpose your landscape videos for mobile. And mobile is vertical, very much like this. You might at first be wondering why would I need to do this? Well, the reason for that is because mobile viewing is increasingly becoming the norm. About 85% of people by 2020 will be viewing video on mobile, and mobile is inherently held vertically. This doesn't mean that most people don't turn horizontally to view videos, but say for example if it's on social media, or if they're viewing it as they scroll past, they're not going to inherently stop and turn their phone around if they're watching video casually like 80% of people do. Hence, which is why you should have captions on your video. But that's another blog post to worry about. Platforms that are currently using this vertical setup are most social media platforms, including IGTV, Instagram, Snapchat, depending on your platform. YouTube is also implementing this as well. Now, don't knock it till you try it. I know most people don't like the idea of having a video that's only this big, but that's not always a bad thing. Now, especially if you've invested time, money, and effort into creating a video for your YouTube, for your website, for your platforms, and not to be able to go that extra mile of just making it a little bit vertical for use on IGTV and other platforms like that, kind of wastes your time a little bit, doesn't it? So today we're going to go through a couple of options you have to get everything in place ready for your vertical video stardom. But first off, the one thing that I definitely want to mention is when you're doing vertical videos, make sure that all your content is inside this frame. So you have your captions, you have your titles, you have your images, and you have any effects or anything that you're referring to on screen. Now this can be done by asking your editor to do it. They might charge you a little more because it will take a little bit more time, but essentially it's using the stuff that you've already edited and just picking and placing it and putting it within the frame. Usually doesn't take too much effort depending on how labor intensive your edit is. And there is a possibility that you can do this yourself. Our sister channel, or our sister business, in other words, Video Confidence Coach, currently has a tutorial on their YouTube channel using the InShot app, which is available on iOS and Android, which is a really simple app that you can use to make your horizontal videos, vertical, and get them to fit. So we're going to talk about the options next, but I highly recommend that you check out the tutorial below so you can do it yourself with the videos that you already have. So option 1 is stacking and showing B-roll, essentially using the main video that you have in the center of the frame, like there, and then having B-roll or content that is not inherently your interview or your talk or your talking head, but images or video on top that you can use on either side to help frame what you're talking about. So say, for example, like here, I'm talking about something, even though you can't hear it, I'm talking about something important. So you can see on both sides of the video, there is B-roll or video content that heavily relates to what I'm talking about, but is not inherently my face. Another option you can do is stack like we did before, but instead of using B-roll, you use the same footage, just one on top of the other. So that can be a little bit distracting if you've got a lot of things happening on screen at once, like an effect or something. But if it's just your head, like these videos, where I'm just talking to you, then you can use the ones where, like here, they have the same video on the top and at the bottom, just slightly different colors. So the one in the middle is the one that your eye is drawn to. Third option is scaling the video down, very much where it was in the other two examples, but at the top and in the bottom, you have a title and a description as to what the video is about. So again, you keep all the content inside the frame, but you've got the title and the description underneath always on screen. Option 4, instead of the previous ones where we stacked it on top of each other, you'll be able to use the whole screen, but between shots that are important, you move the footage that you already have around to focus on what's important. So say, for example, like me, on some of my videos, I have something popping over my right shoulder, which might be your left, I'm not sure. But popping over one of my shoulders, there's sometimes an image. So what you can do is when you're doing something, you can cut that out and then look at something else and then move that image. It's the same piece of video, it's the same content that you're already using, but you're moving what's seen inside the frame over a bit to focus on what you want to focus on. And then you can move it back after the point is made. And option 5 is a combination of all the previous 4. You can check it out, see how it works, see what you enjoy, but if these options don't currently work for you, what you can do is make sure when you do film yourself, make sure you try and keep your expressions, your face or your head, if you're doing a talking head video, to the center of the screen. So what you can do is you can just enlarge it and then put everything over the top. This may not work with some of your old videos, but if you're able to use the options that we have over here, you can use it to your advantage. You're at least able to get your content out there and seen by more people.
Thank you, Zoe, for that video. And thank you for teaching us how to repurpose your landscape footage into a mobile vertical setting. Yes, there was that plug from me about me to my other business, but if you are interested in editing footage but don't have the accessibility to a desktop or anything like that, we do have tutorials out there. Hopefully by this point we will be having more tutorials. By the end of hopefully midway through this year, we're going to have a whole bunch of tutorials for you to be able to edit these type of content on your phone. So you can shoot it on your phone, edit it on your phone, and push it out to YouTube and other platforms on your phone. So thank you for watching this tutorial, and feel free to let us know in the comments below of what your thoughts are about this vertical trend. Do you prefer the landscape just because that's tradition, or do you prefer it just because you feel like there's more in the frame to view? Or are you actually quite enjoying the vertical field day frame renaissance, I should say, because that's how you usually like to hold your phone and you like to be able to see it like that way. Now hopefully below, if you're watching this on YouTube, there's going to be some end card screens. So hopefully they're about here, if this is played nice. And if not, well then so be it. Bye crew.